And welcome to coverage of the D3 National Championship game from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. My name is Michael Ball, and I have alongside me Cam Bellando, and it's our pleasure to bring you this exciting matchup between Georgia College and Brandeis Tron. Cam, you've gotten a chance to watch both these teams play a little bit this weekend. What are you looking for in this game from both of these teams?
Yeah, so on the Brandeis side, look for Max Zaslov and Noah Newberger. Those two will definitely be behind the disc, but Newberger especially does a great job being able to extend the Brandeis offense downfield with his deep cuts. On the Georgia College side, the two key players for them are easily Josh Bush and Nathan Vickroy. Josh Bush, an athletic body downfield, and Vickroy just being able to jack the disc downfield to Josh Bush. Look for that connection today.
And Brandeis on offense here, that's Newberger with the hook, and it goes out of bounds. Never really gave his receiver a chance on that one. So Georgia College, right off the bat, have a chance to start off the game with a break. We'll see if they're able to convert here. That's Vickroy right there picking up the disc. He's been a stud for them all weekend. And I got to watch a little bit of their quarterfinal game against Knox, and he was doing it all for them, everything from his hucks to his D, and he's going to be the reason for their success today if they are successful. He swings the disc there to Bush. Bush being their big man, typically a downfield threat, but does drop behind the disc a little bit. Disc on the fore side here. A nice sliding catch there from Bush. Brandeis makes a call. Going to go right to the observer. Observer swiftly calls it up. Bush with the disc. Dumps it off to Vickroy. Vickroy's got a wide open swing. Does he see it? Yep, he sees it, gets it there. A little bit of a wind going on, not much though. Shouldn't affect the throwers too badly, not at this time. Bush gets it in the middle. Georgia College being really patient here, working it upfield. You see Vickroy trying to do anything he can to get the disc. Now this guy with the disc right here, that's Caleb Shorthouse, number 00. While Vickroy has been making all the flashy plays for them all weekend, Shorthouse has kind of been his steady handler next to him, and him having a steady performance is going to be important for Georgia College's success. Vickroy bombs it, and it goes just a bit too far for Bush. So Brandeis now going to have a chance to get their hold back. Cam, what would you say the styles of these two teams are from what you've seen from them this weekend, just their general style of play?
Well, with Brandeis, it's typically pretty conservative. They hit their open shots. Their cutters upfield are working hard, and they're hitting their break shots as they need to. In Georgia is that classic Atlanta style ultimate. You'll see the chicks dig the long ball type play, and you'll see a lot of big shots, especially from Vickroy today on the Georgia College side.
That's senior captain Elon Kane with the disc in the middle for Brandeis. And there's a lot of young teams at this tournament this weekend, but Brandeis is actually one of the more experienced teams in the field. They've got 9 seniors or grad students on their roster, and it'll be interesting to see how much those seniors and grad students choose to step up and play both sides of the disc versus how much they choose to stick with their depth that's given them success all weekend. Kane with the disc here in the middle gets it tapped in, and he launches it. And that's Newberger streaking deep. And Newberger gets the easy goal. Hits the running man to celebrate. It's been his celebration all weekend.
That's the nice thing about the Brandeis offense. Like I said, they play a lot conservative. Usually keep it within 5 to 15-yard throws. But Newberger can help stretch that offense and create a little more of a dynamic between short and long game that they have.
Yeah, and people tend to think conservative offense means don't huck the disc, but there's nothing risky about that play right there. It's a nice, smooth, flat flick in calm weather conditions to a wide open receiver who you can trust downfield. There's nothing risky about that. It's smooth, clean offense, and they need to have the confidence to take those shots when they present themselves. They can't be afraid of Georgia College's athletes. So a hold to start the game here from Brandeis. We'll see if Georgia College can do the same and hold here. And they've got their regular O-line out here. You're going to see Shorthouse and Vickroy and Bush on most every O-line from them. I don't think we've seen many O points from them this weekend that don't contain both Vickroy and Bush. Shorthouse catches the pull, centers it to Jacques Perivier. He's another one of their crucial handler guys that allows Vickroy to get downfield a little bit. Vickroy with the disc here against the zone, and he jacks it against his zone. And that's Bush downfield, and that's Bush for the easy goal.
I'm not totally sure if you could pick it up on camera, but downfield you could really see Bush use his athleticism to create all that separation to give Vickroy that green light to just boost it into the end zone. Great cut from Bush.
And I haven't seen enough of Brandeis to know if their zone style is to play a kind of a loose cup, but Vickroy jacked that with no hesitation. You don't typically see that out of zone offense. You typically see a little more patience than that, but he saw a window and he saw his big man deep and he jacked it with no hesitation. So 1-1 to start here. Both teams hold. Georgia College's hold much smoother than Brandeis's. Brandeis is involved a turn from each team. And you see Vickroy and Bush both back out on the field. Shorthouse back out on the field. And that's Humbert that catches the disc, centers it to Zaslov. Zaslov downfield to Newberger. Back to Zaslov. Hits Sosby downfield. Sosby dumps it immediately to Kane. Kane hits Newberger again. Shorthouse versus Newberger is going to be a very interesting matchup to watch. Kane with the disc in the middle. There was a fake. Newberger gets it again. Newberger getting an incredible amount of touches here, just getting open at will. And the hut goes up. And Kane on the backside comes in, and looks like there's a call on the play. I guess Perivier is saying that he was picked by his cutter. Not too sure about that. We'll see what the observers come up with here.
And no call.
Yeah, they waved that off pretty quickly, and that's a goal. Much smoother offense there from Brandeis.
Definitely, you can see the nerves are starting to go away from the final jitters that teams can get. You saw that on the first point with 2 turnovers, 1 from each team, and then immediately after 2 pretty quick holds. So I'm excited to see just how clean the offense can maintain for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and these are conditions that favor offense. We've seen it all weekend. You know, there was a lot of talk on Twitter and stuff about the storms that came through and canceled pre-cords yesterday, and that kind of overshadows the fact that the weather was perfect for the most part this weekend. No wind really favors the offense, and you know, the only real turns that we were seeing this weekend were either just bad decisions from the offense or a cutter slipping downfield. As far as defenses making plays, there wasn't a ton of that, and the fields were too muddy for that. But not just were the fields too muddy, but the throws were too crisp and too clean, and you know, there's no wind to mess with those throws. And at this level, with the best teams in the nation playing, you've got the best throwers in the nation playing, and you're just not going to see a lot of bad throws at this level. You just got to really come down to which defense can make a play. So all hold so far. Ball gets knocked out fairly quickly. We've got Shorthouse picking up here. Georgia College running a little bit of a side stack. And Vickroy busts deep from the handler space. Bush airing it out to Vickroy this time.
A lot of separation. Easy score for Vickroy. Not something you'll see too often is Bush throwing to Vickroy in the end zone, but it's something Bush is very capable of, and it's something like that that kind of throw Brandeis defense off guard typically, especially Vickroy cutting deep from handler space. Great offense.
And you can see early on what the Georgia College connection is that they want. The first point it was Vicroy bombing it to Bush, and this point it's Bush bombing it to Vicroy. And, those two guys have been two of the most dominant players we've seen out here this weekend. We haven't really seen teams with a recipe to stop them. And, what Brandeis is doing isn't working. Those are two very easy holds for Georgia College. And, for a team that wants to roll out their studs and as many points as possible, those quick points are crucial because, they're not wasting legs having to get a D after they turn it. They're not, running tons of cuts to try and get open and score. It's just easy cuts, easy goals, and that's what Georgia College is going to be looking for.
And the key to Georgia College's success today will be is if they can keep these 0 points as short as possible. Mm-hmm. They already have a pretty small team as it is, and they run pretty tight lines. They probably play the same 10, 11 guys. And you might see that from Brandeis just because it's the finals. They'll be playing a lot of their top guys. But Brandeis has a lot of depth, and they can use that depth and take advantage of the fact that Georgia College might just be tired. Mm-hmm. So more legs can definitely help in a game like this.
And we got an early huck from Brandeis. It's floating out there. It's Newberger and Shorthouse, and misread from both players. And it looks like Newberger calls a foul there.
It looks like he might have had a second chance at it, and the defender coming into his back might have stopped him from making that play.
And I understand that that's the way the rule is written, and that's technically a valid call to make, but I don't like that rule. You're rewarding Newberger for the misread on the disc. He had a chance at the play, and he didn't make it. And Shorthouse was doing nothing but making a play on the disc. And granted, Shorthouse had a chance at the D, and he didn't make it either. But I'm just not a fan of rewarding bad offense and rewarding a misread and bailing that out. And, it's a personal thing, I suppose. Newberger finds Sosby in the back of the end zone. So they needed a call, but another easy hold for Brandeis, and this game stays on serve 3-2.
While Georgia College might have the best long game at this tournament, I would definitely go out and say that Brandeis has the best red zone offense that I've seen all weekend. Just very efficient. I would say they've probably been 90% when the disc is in the red zone this weekend. That's something that'll definitely counteract the Georgia College long game. It'll be really fun to see how both teams play that out.
Georgia College may look like they've got a big roster because everybody's coming out on the field between points here, but you see it's the same guys walking back out to the line. Vicroy, Shorthouse, Bush, all the same kind of guys walking out to the line, and they're going to rely on their horses. They're going to rely on their studs. They've been doing it all weekend, and it's gotten them this far, and they're not going to change that now. So we've seen two easy holds here from Georgia College. They haven't really struggled so far. We'll see if Brandeis can create any kind of pressure and at least force them into turning the disc over, because it's been two easy holds, and they haven't thrown the disc more than a few times on 8 points. Shorthouse struggles with the pull there, and they're going to be marching a full 85 yards for the score here against the zone. See if they can be patient. And it's Shorthouse and Prouvier right now. They get it out of their end zone. It's got to be kind of demoralizing that they've already worked at 20 yards and they're still right on their goal line. And you see them slipping on their pivots. That's the mud. Vicroy for the dump. He's in the back of his end zone. You see him calling his shot deep. Casual push pass for the dump. Riviere jumps to Shorthouse, Vicroy. And Vicroy's got space. He floats something up here. Jump disc. Oh, and Bush has a chance to catch it, and he doinks it. What do you think of that decision from Vicroy there, Cam?
I think it was a pretty good decision, and Vicroy with a big D. But like you were asking, I think it was a good decision. You were put back almost all the way in the back of your end zone. You just really need to get it out that point. And
Shorthouse gets the disc out. Looks like that's Poole with the catch. Can't really see from here if that Poole or not. No, that's not Poole. Not sure what number that is. We can't really tell.
But the huck and play D strategy seemed to work out for Vicroy especially. Getting the disc out of the end zone and then immediately getting the D on the first throw. So good work for Vicroy there.
Yeah, I suppose hindsight's 20/20, but it definitely did work out for him there. And I don't really blame him pinned back in your own end zone like that. The last thing you want to do is turn it on your own goal line and gift an easy break to Brandeis. If they're going to get the break, you want them to at least work for it and earn it. And he gave his big man a shot at it, and he didn't come down with it. But Vicroy stepping up, getting the run through D and getting it back, and Georgia College marches for the score. So all hold so far, 3-3. It's going to be really interesting to see which team can get that first break and kind of switch up the pace of the game and try and take some momentum. Pole goes up here. This gets centered to Zaslov.
We see a Georgia College zone here.
Nice little scoober. And these are the kind of conditions that, encourage those scoobers and tempt throwers into thinking they have everything. And this one hangs up a little bit, and it's misread by the receiver.
I think it was more of a bad decision, too, on the thrower there. Along with the misread, there was definitely more options. Around stall 3 or 4, there's definitely a better decision to be made there.
No doubt. And that's Bush. Gets to head to number 9. That's Graham Hill. Graham Hill with the nice break shot there. Oh, and the disc goes up. And guess who? That's Bush. And that's Bush for the goal there. And Georgia College gets their first break. Making the score 4-3, Georgia College, and they're hyped up.
And that's a different type of offense that I've seen from Brandeis all weekend. Very patient offense typically, and that one just poorly timed decision right there with the scoober and the misread. Georgia College took advantage of that and they got the first break of the game.
And you saw how aggressive Georgia College was on the turn. They swung the disc a couple times, hit a couple in cuts, but then as soon as they saw their big man going deep, they were ready to put it up, and they trusted him, and he came down with it. Newberger fell in love with that scoober. He threw the first one, and it looked good, and he saw his shot to take it again, and, a little bit of tunnel vision there. Got tempted into throwing that scoober again. Not sure if he was, doing it for the crowd or if he's just, a little too confident in his throws, but he'll need to reel that in, and we'll see if Georgia College goes back to that zone to try and bait another throw like that.
And we see Vicroy, Bush, and Shorthouse. None of them on the field. Let's see if Georgia College can create another break here without their superstars.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think when you get that first break, you want to try and keep that momentum going. There's kind of two ways you can go about it. As you see an offsides on that pole. There's two ways you can go about it, though. You can either try and keep your foot on the gas and take that momentum into racking up a few more breaks, or you can take it as an opportunity to say, all right, we got our break, let's rest our guys and continue getting our holds here. And we'll see if their offense is able to keep marching it the way they have been, and if that pays off for them. Disc is centered to Zaslov. He floats it up a little bit. He's got a wide open receiver, though. That's Newberger. Newberger swings it to Zemski. Zemski back to Newberger. Newberger with the break shot, and Sosby with the goal. And that's 2 assists early on for Newberger. And that's Sosby's second goal of the game. So you see Brandeis able to stop that momentum before it really gets going there. You know, they get their hold back and get their defense back on the field. And we'll see if Georgia College's offense, after getting to rest that last point, we'll see if they can get another easy hold here. Scores 4-4. Georgia College up a break. And the wind's gusting a little bit here. Nothing too crazy, and you know it'll gust for a second, and then it'll settle right back down again. Keep an eye on it, but weather shouldn't be a factor in this game at all, which is nice to see. You want the players deciding the game, not Mother Nature. Pull goes up from Brandeis. Big IO pull.
Look for a Georgia College pull play towards the end zone here, right off the brick. You might see Bush pull off, but with the zone, might not be able to happen.
And you know, we've seen it twice already. Vickroy just bombing the disc when he sees these zones. As soon as he gets a window, he's wanting to jack it up and get it out of there. He's got space here, and then he jacks it again. He's got his big man Bush deep. Zemski, and both of them with the misread there. That's good body from Zemski, though, making the big man be physical and forcing him to go up and make a play there.
I'm excited to see how the Brandeis defense keeps working with this Georgia College offense of just pretty much just jacking up to Bush in these one-on-one situations. If they have an athlete to match that, that'll work wonders for Brandeis. But if not, Georgia College is going to thrive. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, for Brandeis' sake, they have an athlete that can match Bush.
And I've seen Zemski make some athletic plays this weekend. Saw him make some pretty crazy Ds in their game against UNC Asheville in pool play. I was watching that game. I'm not sure what the call is here. Can't really tell. I saw Bush fall on the cut, and that guy's pretty open, so you wonder if there was a push-off or something, or how he ends up that open. But Georgia College is kind of bracketed here. They've got some poaches going on. We'll see if they can fall into a cleaner man defense to try and get the disc back and not give up their break. Lots of discussion here. All right, looks like we got it figured out. We're ready to resume play. Vickroy on the mark. Kane in power position. He steps into the backhand. And a nice recovery D there from Georgia College. That's number 99. See if we can get a name for you here. That's number 99, Matt Jenkins with the D. Coming up big to find that D. It's Hill with the disc. Gets it to Vickroy. Vickroy up the line to Bush. All up the open side here. Continuing up the open side. That's Jenkins with the disc. Again, open side. A little bit of a bobble on the catch. When he forces the disc up to Bush, and Bush isn't able to get there. And that's all up the open side. That's, you know, it's fine when you're getting those open in cuts, but you'd like to see them at some point looking to try and swing it across to the break side and use both sides of the field a little bit. But this is the first multi-turnover point we've had for Georgia College's O-line, and they're having a really battle here to get the disc back and get their hold. Oh, and that's not what you're looking for at all. Kane with the throwaway. It looked like his receiver slipped a little bit, but
that's going to happen in these conditions on the field.
Vickroy's got Shorthouse in the backfield with him. Swings the disc immediately to Shorthouse. Shorthouse strike cutting. Oh, and a miscommunication there between Shorthouse and his handler. Oh, and that floats up. Oh, and Vickroy with the big D. He comes through to get it back. He's bailing out his team there.
You can see Vickroy's frustration. He's trying to get his team calmed down.
He's going to need to keep himself calm there, too. Oh, and another turnover. Shorthouse with the turnover. And how many lives do they have here? They keep turning the disc over. Eventually, Brandeis is going to get their break back. Oh, jeez. And Newberger with the break. It looks like he's calling a foul here. Goes straight to the observer. We'll see what the observer does here with that call. But that is another turn, and this game has gotten sloppy. That's like 4 turnovers in a row. Yeah, wave that off pretty easily. And so Georgia College now with another chance to get their hold. They're having to work really hard here, though. They need to punch this one in. They're wasting a lot of their energy on this hold. They need to be trying to conserve that energy for their breaks. So Fitzroy walks up to the disc. And he takes the timeout.
We'll be right back to coverage of D3 Nationals Final.
And we're back. Fitzroy tapping the disc in here. Oh, and Bush, did he drop it? I think he did. Oh, and that's terrible. A first throw turnover out of a timeout. And that's just terrible. You wasted your timeout at that point. You know, you call a timeout to set up something and get an easy hold. And first throw turnover from one of your superstars, that's not what you want at all. Bush tries to get it back there with a big bid. Newberger available for the swing. He swings it up ahead. It's Kane with the disc. Kane gets fouled there trying to throw. And we'll see if Brandeis here, they keep getting their chances. They can't ask for many more. You know, they got to punch one of these in to get their break. Oh, Kane, oh, and that's a bid, and that's a drop. That's number 4 on Brandeis. Now Benjamin Machete.
Big shot from Bush right to Fitzroy in the end zone. They managed to get their hold.
And you can see the relief on Fitzroy there at that point finally being over. They're starting to get frustrated there, and rightfully so. You know, they're frustrated with themselves. They've got to be. They've got to be cleaner than that on offense. So they're going to waste their legs. You see Fitzroy bent over there.
And it's almost funny, too, because for the majority of that point, when Georgia College had the disc, they had a relatively short field. They found themselves in the red zone but couldn't convert. And as soon as they were 50 yards away from the goal line, they just were able to play that Georgia College offense that they're used to, the huck and run, and it worked easily for them.
Yeah, you got to have space for those athletes to breathe. You got to give them space to do their thing, and they finally found that deep lane that they've been looking for, and got Fitzroy the deep shot. And Bush and Fitzroy are lighting up the stat sheet already. You got Bush with 2 goals and 2 assists, and Fitzroy with an assist and 2 goals, and the superstars came to play. These guys are out here and they're doing what they've been doing all tournament, putting their team on their back. So 5-4 here. Georgia College keeps their break. We'll see how many of their O-line guys are able to stay out there after such a long point. And you can hear the wind picking up a little bit. Riviere with the pole. It's a big gust of wind that's coming in right now. We'll see if it stays on during the point or if it settles down a little bit before Brandeis has to play. And they're going to take their time walking into the middle, trying to let this wind calm down. And it settles down a little bit here. Zaslov bringing the disc in the middle. Riviere pushing into the lane. Break shot over to Humber.
And the wind is still picking up.
Yeah, we haven't seen a win like this weekend. It'll be interesting to see how Brandeis handles it. Oh, and a big bid there, the attempt for the D from Georgia College. Newberger trying to swing it there, and it looks like there's a call on the play.
They're pretty cool. They got the North Carolina on the end.
Not sure what the call is there from Newberger. Guess he felt like he got fouled on the mark.
We'll ask around. Nationals was in North Carolina, so we're kind of the home team. We're going over to have a team.
So Newberger up the line to Zaslov. And it looks like a pick. You can see the stack in the middle there from Brandeis. Pretty sloppy. Guess the discussions on what the stall count is at. Zaslav with the disc. Gets a nice break shot around. Oh, Newberger, big bid, but he can't pull it in. And Georgia College has a chance for another break. You know, Vicroy's on the sideline. Shorthouse is on the sideline. Previer with the disc. Gets the swing off. Georgia College, look how open they are. There's no contention on these throws. It's another wide open high stall bailout. Previer really going every other here, trying to work the disc. You see Previer is almost over pivoting here with the disc. High release, gets the high stall. Does he get bailed out? Oh, and a nice grab. I think that's number 14, Maggio with the grab. And Previer gets the disc back. Nice little inside throw there up the line. And they are really marching this all the way to the goal line. Poole with the disc. Oh, and an ill-advised push pass bailed out by Previer. See if he can punch this in here. Oh no, the lefty, miscommunication. Maybe a little bit of conservation of greatness there. Previer with a great bid to keep possession and throws it away, trying to get a little too cheeky with the lefty there.
You saw a couple of the risky throws on that possession were rewarded with catches. I think just the tunnel vision made him think that why not another one? Obviously it didn't work out for him.
Newberger with the disc here. Strike cuts from Zaslav. He has a nice backhand shot here. And his receiver is just not able to come down with it, and Georgia College gets another chance at the break. They marched it 70 yards last time. See if they can do it again. And this time see if they can punch it in. Previer with the disc. And Brandeis is really playing under these receivers now. They're just daring Georgia College to beat them deep. And watching how Georgia College played that last possession where they had the disc, I think that's the smart way to handle it. You know, without Vicroy and Bush out there, none of these other guys have proven that they can beat him with the deep shot. And we'll see if it comes from somewhere else. Looks like there was a call there. I'm not sure if it was on the cut. It appears that it was. So the disc is back with Magia here on the goal line. And there's another call. You know, it's interesting. D3 teams not very used to playing with observers. Not many D3 tournaments this year had observers. Not any that I can think of. I know D3 Easterns did not. I know Layout Pig Out did not, and so a lot of the top competition that these D3 teams have played at does not have observers, and it's been interesting to see how the players have adjusted to that this weekend. See a nice sliding catch there. Oh, and the disc just slips out of his hands. That's unlucky. Brandeis got a short field now for the hold. Let's see if they can punch this one in.
And this sets up their Brandeis red zone offense. It's almost unstoppable, and let's see if Georgia College can actually stop it.
That's a beautiful throw. That's an inside break from Zaslav. He finds Sosby. Sosby with the goal. And Sosby showing up on the stat sheet. That's his third goal of this game. So it wasn't pretty, but they got their hold. Georgia College, though, got to rest their studs, and their D-line did a really good job of stretching out that point and giving those guys some solid rest. 5-5 is the score. Georgia College still up a break. Cam, we've talked a lot about Vicroy. We talked a lot about Bush and Newberger, and those are the top guys in this game. What other top players have you seen this weekend that have really impressed you?
This tournament, two other people really stood out to me. One being Tommy Koch from Franciscan. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's a senior, and Dom Schuster, their sophomore, really gets a lot of the light, but Tommy is the driving force behind their success. He's probably one of their more versatile players, and he's been a really, really good player, especially for them this week. The second person would have to be Harper Garvey from Knox. Knox just being a 15 seed, and the experience and leadership and skill that Harper brings from his time on Sub-Zero has really shown this weekend. With 41 assists, he brought his team to a quarters appearance, and I don't think anyone really predicted that.
Vickroy bombs it here to Bush. Sorry to interrupt. And Zemski comes up with the D.
And watching the Vickroy and Garvey matchup in quarters earlier today was just amazing. Garvey just unleashing 60-yard hammers, bombs, right to their receivers. Garvey's definitely someone who I would consider to be a candidate for D3 Player of the Year. 100%.
Yeah, I got to watch a little bit of that game too, and Garvey was just throwing guys open. You talk about that a lot with top throwers, if they can throw their guys open. You see an unfortunate drop there from Brandeis, giving the disc back to Georgia College. But, Garvey did a really good job of making his teammates better. If they created a little separation, his throws would turn that into a lot of separation. And you can't ask for much more than that from your handlers. And like you said, he had every throw, flicks, backhands, hammers, and just really put his team on his back. And he was playing every point in that game and almost took down the team that we now see in the championship game. Shorthouse with a nice hammer there to Jenkins. Jenkins being real patient with the disc, flips it up to Shorthouse. Shorthouse faking there. He's looking to try and get it around. And that's a nice throw, actually, to get it off the line there. They're going backwards, but can they switch fields? Brandeis' zone does a good job of containing that. I believe that's Maggio with the disc. And you hear the wind picking up a little bit. Shorthouse up the line. And you wonder if this little gust of wind might end up in a turn. Georgia College doing an excellent job of staying patient, though. Shorthouse with the disc. Dumps it over to Vickroy. Vickroy swings it. Good crash from Vickroy there. You see him calling his shot, pointing around a little bit. A little give and go. See what he takes here. Nice little scuba up the line. That's Maggio on the goal line. And he flips it into Bush. Looked like a little bit of a handoff, but I don't think the observer's going to uphold that call. Yep, and it is a goal. Nice patient work there from Georgia College against that zone. They didn't really have the space of the field to huck the disc this time, and they nice and patient. They worked it in. And that's yet another score for Bush. It's been directly involved in 5 out of their 6 goals. 3 goals, 2 assists. We said it beforehand, he's going to fill up the stat sheet. Brandeis really running out of time here to get their breaks in this half. They need to get a hold here and see if they can make it an easy one so they can put their studs on to try and get their break back before half. Georgia College up 6-5. So we talked about Garvey a little bit. Talked about he's kind of a player who came out of nowhere this weekend. Well, maybe not out of nowhere. He plays club for Sub-Zero, and anybody in that region is going to know and respect his throws. But what teams might have surprised you this weekend, other than Knox obviously making it further as a 15 seed than we would have expected? What team surprised you this weekend, either in a good or a bad way, Cam?
I would have to say Richmond in terms of surprising. I thought they were going to be at least a semifinal team. Unfortunately, they were placed in a very tough pool with Bryant, Colorado College, and Carleton GOP. And it was just unfortunate that they finished in the bottom of that pool and didn't really get a shot at the bracket. But Carleton GOP is a team in the same pool that really surprised us. Throughout the season, they had decent results, but nothing too spectacular. And they made it to the semis. They made it to quarters.
Lost in a tough game to Air Force there in the quarters.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we see a turnover from Brandeis. See if Georgia College can get another break before half. Yeah, GOP was very much a surprise. We got to play them earlier this year. Cam and I both play for High Point. We had a chance to play GOP earlier this year, and they were good, no doubt, but I don't think either one of us would have predicted a 3-0 pool play effort from them and what many consider the pool of death. And, watching them play yesterday is just they ran the cleanest offense and the cleanest system, and their cutter continuations downfield were what led them to success. I'll say another team that surprised us with how poor they were this weekend was Indiana Wesleyan, coming in as the number 2 seed in the tournament and one of the top teams in the country according to, either Ultiworld's Power Rankings or the USAU algorithm. Some people might have predicted that they'd struggle a little bit. Nice bailout catch there from Georgia College, but I don't think anybody saw them going 0-for in pool play and not even being in contention on Sunday. Shorthouse with a risky throw there. And that's Zemski with the huge D. Questionable decision there from Shorthouse. He did have 2 receivers over there, including Bush, but an excellent D from Zemski, and that's twice in a row now he's gotten the better of Bush on those deep shots. We'll see if that trend continues throughout the game. Deep shot goes up, short of the end zone, but hits receiver in stride. And that's a smart timeout call from the Brandeis receiver. He had nothing ahead of him.
We'll be back again shortly, coming after this timeout.
And we're back coming out of the timeout. Brandeis setting up here, end zone offense. We've talked about how clean their end zone offense has been all weekend, and this is the position they want to be in. Short field like this kind of mitigates Georgia College's athletes and favors the technicality and the quickness of Brandeis, and we'll see if they can be clean here and punch it in. And disc is in. Looks like there's a little strike cut movement. Zaslav with the catch. Is that a goal? And it looks like it is a goal. That was not the prettiest of plays. You could tell that's not what they were looking for. But, good teams adapt, good teams adjust, and they adjusted to what the defense was giving them, and they got their hold. So that makes it 6-6. Georgia College still up a break, and you can see and hear Georgia College clapping themselves up. It's kind of their own little way to stay motivated and stay positive within themselves. Brandeis running out of time here to get their breaks back in this half, or break back, excuse me. This is going to be a big D point. I'd expect to see a very strong D line from them here to really try and take advantage of this opportunity. You're running out of time to save legs. At some point, you gotta trust your horses. You gotta go with your studs and let them go out there and make a play for you. As we look out there, it does look like they're bringing across some of their O-line guys. Elin Kane's got the disc. You see Sosby's out on the field. Humbert's out there. Zemski's out there. And that's a beautiful pull from Kane. That's a deadly pull there. He not only gets it out of bounds, but he does it probably 10 yards from Georgia College's goal line. You see a lot of strategic pulls to roll it out of bounds, but not many go 60 yards like that. That's an excellent pull.
Yeah, usually you'll find them maybe halfway downfield, maybe even shorter. So amazing pull from Brandeis there.
They've got Georgia College second. Privier has to float. Oh, and he had a wide open man. It just floated a little bit, and Brandeis has their chance at their break. Coming up from half field-ish. Georgia College pre-stalling there a little bit. Looks like Humbert's going to pick up the disc, and they've got Humbert and Kane, 2 of their O-line guys back here. Oh, and Humbert shoots it, and that's going out the back, way out the back. And now they're going to force Georgia College to go 70 yards again against that zone. Brandeis, that's kind of wasteful. You don't want to – you finally get your chance at your break. You've got a short field, and that's not your game. You'd like to see more than just a one-throw turn from them, especially in that situation. And the Brandeis zone is set and waiting. And a little quick gust of wind there messes with the throw a little bit. Georgia College maintains possession. You can hear the wind picking up. Spaggia with a nice sliding catch. Dumps it again to Vicroy. Vicroy to Perivier. Perivier with the disc. It looks like there's a call there. You wonder what the call is. Oh, it looks like the observer's getting the card out. Not quite sure what that was for. Maybe excessive double teaming? Not sure. Vicroy with the disc. Oh, and he jacks it. That is a big looping shot. Looks like it's going to hang in bounds. Nope. Ends up going out of bounds there. You know, it's a full field punt, so not the worst thing that could happen, but you'd maybe like to see a little more patience there from Georgia College. So Brandeis has another shot at getting their break back. Humbert with the disc here. Looks up the line to Newberger. Newberger with another foul call here. And at some point, you know, Georgia College, they're known for their physical play, and they're known for being a little chippy, and they have that reputation. But at some point, you got to wonder if it's in Brandeis' head. There didn't look like there was a whole lot of contact on that mark there. And even if there was a little contact, you'd like it to be a contact foul and not a foul call. See if you can keep play going a little bit. Newberger works up the line. You see the receiver slips and falls there. Testament to the conditions. Oh, and that's a wonderful break shot there. Newberger comes down with it. Nice tough D from Shorthouse. And there's another foul call on the mark. That one looked a little excessive from Shorthouse, I will say. But you got to wonder if he's in Newberger's head with those marks, because you know Newberger's making these calls every single time. Stopping play like that, you're allowing Georgia College's guys to rest. And Kane bails Newberger out there. It's a downfield. Kane clears out. Humbert drops back. Swings it across. Sosby. Sosby finds Newberger. Newberger with the hammer. And there it is. Looks like Zemski, and that is Zemski with the score. And Brandeis gets their break back just before the half.
They've been looking for that for a while. So they're definitely relieved that they could get this before half.
Yeah, they've had plenty of chances this half at the breaks, and you know I think it'd be pretty disheartening for them to go that whole half without a break, knowing they had all those chances, and that's going to be huge for their confidence there, getting that break. I believe that makes it 7-6 in favor of Brandeis. His game back on serve. You know, we talked earlier about Newberg's scoobers and him falling in love with that a little bit. And he threw the hammer there, and that thing was on a line, but it was right into Zemski's hands. And I guess, you know, that's one of those shooters got to shoot type plays. You know, you don't want him getting discouraged from the scoober turnover earlier in the game if he's gonna throw out some hammers like that. So we'll see if Brandeis can carry the momentum of that break here. It'd be huge for them if they could get another break to take half here. Georgia College looking for an easy hold here to see if they can roll out their studs to try and break into half. And this could be a very big point as far as momentum goes. Brandeis bringing a lot of O-line goes over again. And you can hear the crowd really getting into it on Brandeis' behalf. Pull gets centered to Shorthouse. It's a nice little round throw there to Vicroy. He's got the space, and he's going to jack it to Bush. And Zemski gets the D. Yet again winning that matchup against Bush.
I think Brandeis might have just found their key defender for the rest of the game.
And you know, that foul looks ugly, and it looks worse than it was, but I think it's more of a testament of the conditions than anything on that foul. The crowd seems a little bothered by it, but I'm not convinced. And I think Zaslov is understanding. He seems pretty level-headed about the whole thing. He doesn't seem too upset. But as you're saying, Cam, Zemski seems like he might be the kryptonite to Bush. That's now Zemski's third D of the game, and we're not even to halftime yet.
If he can keep that up, then Georgia College will definitely have to change up what they're doing now.
Gives the dump to Humbert. Humbert jacks the disc. Oh, and he's got Zemski streaking. And there's Zemski with his bookends. And that's Bush that he beats deep, really getting the better of Bush on that point.
That's 2 straight breaks to take half from Brandeis. That is huge. And it seems like Zemski's doing all the work for him to help carry that team to a potential national championship.
Unbelievable point there from Zemski, and you can see the UNC Asheville crowd really getting behind Brandeis, really trying to get involved in the game. Brandeis takes half 8-6. We're going to go away for a little bit here during halftime, but we'll be back with you shortly for the second half of this awesome game.